it is now more difficult to focus for a longer period of time. I was recently in a cafe trying to work in a co-working space. I had my own private room, set out my laptop, brought out all the things I needed to work on, and listed the things I needed to do and started doing them. But just a few minutes into the commencement of that task, I discovered that my attention started shifting. And, I've been training myself to be more self-aware this period. Like, I'm always thinking about what I'm thinking. I'm trying to not just be aware of my environment. I'm also on a journey to observe myself, to learn more about myself, my impulses, those things that pushes me to work, why I'm not always motivated at some task, why I slow down when it comes to some certain environment, and so on. Just trying to pick a little more data concerning myself and this entity called me. That was exactly what was happening that day in the cafe. And I paid attention to it. I galvanized my attention again, cleared my mind of all distractions once more, and went back to the task. That same thing repeated again. Just few minutes as I concentrated, galvanized my focus, I think I was writing. I was trying to pen down some thoughts and get some what I'm writing. I get on the internet and pull in some information, continue my writing, and so on. But before you know it, my mind started wandering again. And then it dawned on me that we now have what I term fragmented focus. It's like a pandemic. And most people will not realize this because it's now natural to them. You wonder why, if you check most of the social media platforms, they encourage short reels or short videos, short form videos. It is because human beings, the technology we have in our world today has trained us to a level that we can no longer hold our attention on something for a longer period of time. And you know why this thing is very bad? While I was meditating and thinking about it, you can't really build anything tangible if you have fragmented attention. You can't build anything remarkable if you have fragmented attention, because your attention and your focus, because when you start, your attention, if you galvanize it, it turns into focus. It's your focus that will go into that problem that you call an idea in your mind and begin to flesh it out gradually. It will begin to iterate on the problem over time. Now, it is the back and forth that you do with that problem that will end up turning that problem into a solution. But just imagine that you are trying to solve a problem, you are trying to learn, for instance, and 1 minute you are learning, the other minute you are pressing your phone. 1 minute you are learning, the other minute you are distracted. The needed steady focus that you could have used to solve that problem in that moment will be lost. Most of the things you do right now, you are just doing them on impulses. So the big question right now is, how can you build, how can you create, how can you manifest all those wonderful ideas that you have in your head? Because it's one thing to have an idea, it's another thing to bring that idea into fulfillment or into fruition. Having an idea is not enough. Anybody can have a desire. It's just like having an idea. It's just like a dream. But once you finish dreaming, you must wake up and start working, start executing. Now, that is where you need your focus and attention. And the technological tools we have today, they are not trying to help us get more focused. They are trying to get our focus away from us. They are trying to get our attention away from us. And if care is not taken, before you know it, you have this type of template that will not sit with a problem for like an hour. If you doubt it, bring out something and say you want to do it for 30 minutes. You will see that the distraction will creep in halfway into what you are doing. What I do right now is that once I want to do any deep work, because I have blocks in my day that I carved out for deep work, where I do all my deep-seated engagement, my writing, building, whatever I need to do that requires my 100% attention. I go on. Once I'm in that block, I take out all my devices, shut it down, and focus on what I'm doing. But even though I'm doing that, I still find myself being distracted. The attention coming in and out. I strongly believe that this is like a pandemic out there. So you have to be intentional in terms of how you manage your attention, your focus these days. And if you don't focus your mind will just be scattered in so many directions. That's why people are restless. That's why people can't learn anything. That's why people are afraid. That's why people have fragmented focus. Because everything they are doing is scattered. There is no order in their mind. So one of the ways you can begin to grow, one of the ways you can begin to move to your next level is to set in order your mind. If you can put your focus in order, if you can get together your attention, if you want to walk, make sure you fight to sustain the focus that walk needs. Because if you don't do so, the time will come with the advancement of AI, with the advancement of technologies that we have today. Once they get better, you won't be able to command the value you think you will be able to command, because by then your attention is terribly fried and fragmented. You'll just be looking for short thrills, dopamine rush, things that will give you pleasure. And you know, for you to create anything meaningful, there is a season of boredom that accompanies that initial rush of new idea. There's a season where you really need to sit down and do the work. But if you're the type that have trained yourself over time because of how you use technology and how the things you are supposed to be doing are suffering while you are pleasuring your mind, watching TikTok, doing all manner of entertainment, you will find it difficult to create and be focused on what you are meant to do. So you have to begin to, first of all, start with the awareness. You have to be clear that this is a problem, except you say it's not a problem for you. But if you believe that you have more to do, but you are struggling with the level of focus you need, I think you need to start with the awareness. Don't fight it, because you can't really do anything. It's already a habit in you. All you have to do is to begin with the awareness. Start observing yourself. What are those things that take? What is your mind always going to? Start the journey of once your mind leaves, once your focus, gets fragmented, you have to follow it, bring it back, and be tracing all those places that it's going to. That is the only way, because once you become more aware of it, then you have the chance or the possibility to bring it back over time. It's not something you can fix. Just like when you get online, you see people telling you, fix your life in one day. There's nothing like that. You can't fix your life in one day. It's not meant to be like that. If you fix your life in one day, what will you do tomorrow? If you fix your life in one day, what will you be doing next year? What you need to do is that you have to understand the incremental growth that is possible with your journey. Where are you today? Where are you heading to? Then step by step, you begin to make progress. You begin to experiment. You begin to fail. You begin to do the things that will move you from where you used to be to where you are heading to. But to fix your life in one day, that's not possible. So think about it. Make sure that you are aware of how you use your attention every day. This will set you apart from 99% of people that don't even know they are sleepers. They don't even know that anything like that is happening. It's just their life. But you are different, because your awareness is now open. Your awareness is now alive to see that I wanted to do this, but I'm doing this. What do we need to do here? By the time you do it over time, you begin to realize that focus will begin to come back to you. Focus will start coming back to you. You start bringing it back. And very soon it becomes a habit that you can walk extensively for a longer period of time without you suffering from distraction and otherwise. So bring this into your work, bring this into your endeavor, your business, anything that you're trying to do. If you're a student and so on, bring this in and it will help you. Watch out for my next video. So please click like, subscribe, and watch out for the next video that I'll be releasing. And remember, this channel is simply dedicated to helping you with clarity, intelligence, and strategy that you need to navigate in this noisy and AI-driven world. If you want to stay relevant, you don't have to do what the masses are doing. You have to do what you are uniquely wired to do in this era. That is the only thing that will keep you different and keep you relevant.